Oh, if you're watching this, you're a patron, and I love you for the support. Big shout out to is it Mark? I've forgotten now. One of you lovely guys been very supportive for lately, particularly supportive. Mark Swift. Oh, should I look before I start saying anything? Now you'll think I don't love you,
Shouldn't say people's names.
but I really love you.
I don't know.
Mike. Oh, I've forgotten. Don't. Hopefully you won't see this bit. Right. Ah, there's some peeps in there already. Lewis Gato with his faction logic destroy carnist nonsense every time. We love a bit of that. It's it's like a tradition now. Carmen Monroe. Hey, how are you? I'm good. How are you, my friend? Thanks for joining. I don't know if I've seen your face in here before, have I? So welcome if you're new. Ricardo, Sweet Pepper, T-Dog. Rush Rumble, Chi-Town Vegan, Bohemian Bee, one of our familiar faces. Voice from beyond. Martha's in the house. Oh, it's Carmen's first time. Everyone, welcome Carmen to the stream. Woo! Thanks for making it. Alicia Curmudgeon, King Broly, Aaron G, Marilyn. Where are you? I guess you're America somewhere. Will that be? I don't know. My geography is not that good. Gary Reeves, hey Hench, it's great to catch you at the vegan campout. Great to meet you too, my friend. I love meeting all the lovely supporters. It's it feels a lot like love. It is my favourite thing. I think this light's a bit too bright, isn't it? Shall I?
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, do you mind?
I don't mind.
Space Freaks in the house. What a cool name and a cool little avatar. Welcome. Is that too dark now? Is that too dark or is that just dark enough? Everyone vote now. Oh, Thick Figures in the house. My lovely friend and client. Long-standing client. The Shadow Beast, seen Frank Tufano's new fitness video. Yeah, I just watched Vegan Gains rundown of it. Bless him. Passy Hakonaki says I eat a lot of meat and I love it. I used to love eating meat, and then I saw that it was like the worst thing, most deaths really in the West are attributable to diet. You know, large percentage of them. So then I stopped eating meat for my own health, and then I realised, I don't want to hurt animals unless I have to, and they really scream, and like, why would I want to be a part of that? But we're all in different places. I'm sure you're a good person, really, and I'm sure you'll come to it sooner or later. I see that you're trying to cause a negative emotion in your fellow man, which, you know, is not very nice. So either perhaps you're not a nice person and I've got it wrong. I don't think you probably are, though. Or perhaps, most of the time, when people ridicule vegans, it's because they... You know, the fact that I'm alive and I'm twice as big and strong as like most people proves that you don't need to eat animals. So therefore, that most people think that we're good people. So if we're doing something, obviously it's normal, natural, and necessary to eat meat because I wouldn't be abusing animals unnecessarily. But the fact that I exist proves them wrong. So the defense is to lash out, to ridicule, to attack. If they were... You know, if they were a bad person, like they wouldn't have to do that. They'd just think, oh, that guy's an idiot. Like, what's he on about? Oh, did you ban him?
I did.
Yeah. Was he getting a bit too much?
Oh, he just had said another comment and I just thought, just get rid of him.
Yeah, oh, fine.
Yeah.
I was going to try and elucidate him a bit, but I can understand why you'd do that. But bless him. We're all doing our best from our current place of consciousness, our current level of ability. You know, a lot of it depends on our upbringing and how good we feel about ourselves before we can start caring about someone else or even another species, particularly one like a chicken that we've never met. If we don't care about ourselves, you know, because our self-esteem's in the gutter, like, why would we care about like a chicken we've never met, you know? Not that I'm giving it an excuse. Looks good, awesome. I'm great, Jessie. How are you, my lovely? How are you? It's nice to have you in the room. Rush Rumble, it's hunting season where I'm at. Sad, yeah. Up there hit by cars too, yeah. Yeah. people moan about invasive species, but really, like, we're the most invasive species. That, and you know, the fact that we go around in cars and like kill other animals, like incidentally, the world would be a lot better off without us. Not that I'm a, what's the phrase for someone who's like anti-human? Not that I'm one of them ones. I just think we could do a better job.
Would you like me to try the lamp?
Try the lamp. Oh, I think that's better. What do you guys say? Lamp, no light, or the normal light? I suppose I'll have to get the studio lights in there soon.
Oh yeah, it's getting that time of year.
It's getting that time. Oh, it's getting a bit naff. Why am I living in the UK? I'm a sun lizard. Chris is saying the lamp is better. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Yeah, meat eaters troll because they are insecure. Yeah, that's exactly my feeling. Erin Goldberg's in the house. Yeah. Yeah, Joe Rogan's annoying in that way. Rush Rumble, I couldn't see the Game Changers. Couldn't find his show now. Oh, that's sad. It's coming out on, is it iTunes? Patrick Baboumian shared a little thing. Yeah. On iTunes next week, it's sold more, it's made more sales than anything else. There's a couple of big like superhero films or something coming out. Okay. Dark Phoenix. Oh, my brain, X-Men, Dark Phoenix. Yeah, Dark Phoenix. Okay. And Godzilla 2. Wow. It's outperforming both of those. Wow. In Germany. Yeah, that's good. Sorry to any Germans that are in the room. Yeah, so hopefully we'll catch it on the devices. I can't think of words. I'm just going to carry on. Gems World, love your channel. We love you, and you've got an awesome name, same as my Gems. Good on you. Just got her. But hey, Hench, do you ever go to vegan nights? I've not. No, I nearly. I was thinking about going to one of the recent ones, but I can't remember what happened. It clashed with me being at the end of my cut or something like that. I think that was what happened. Oh, I've not had my CBD. This isn't an advert for CBD oil, although Honest Hemp have got their new flavoured MCT oils. This is the orange one. I'm due a dose. I normally have the 20% one. They've sent me 5%. They take so many drops, so I just fill the dropper up now. There you go. Woo! That is really fresh. Yeah. Refreshing. It reminds me of, what are they called now? Sunburst? They were called, what are those fruit sweets? Starburst? I've forgotten. Opal fruits they used to be called. It's the same flavour as opal fruits. What are they called nowadays? Someone tell me. I've not brought sweets in years. Bohemian Bee. Passy attempt failed. My friend May, Lego be under your feet. Have an awesome day. I'm not sure what you're saying, but I really love it. I love the idea of it. Gone vegan is finding it easy to live vegan. Very good. I'm getting a bit behind. I'm going to skip forwards a little bit. Just
You're not that behind at all.
Where was I?
And just come here for a minute.
What?
Show me your teeth. You've got something.
I've got something in my teeth. You didn't tell me.
Well, I just saw it on the screen, so I thought I'd just tell you.
Oh, God. This is embarrassing.
True friends tell you when you've got something in your teeth. No, it's still there.
Get it. Go.
Yeah, I got it.
Sorry about that, everyone. That was a bit of red skin. I'm going to guess that was from a tomato. Oh, yeah, I was eating tomatoes. Right, who's giving me $5 Australian? Some lovely person. That's my Jessie, thick vegan. Check her out, guys. She's got a channel as and all. When you can lift more than Frank. You know it. I don't know what I'm more pleased about, the money or the humour. I think it's the humour, actually. But money's always good as well. You need it to live. So thank you very much for the kind donation. I'm going to go back a little way. If I miss your comment or question, do pop it back in the chat. I didn't like to get too far behind. Pietro, how is Sverige alive? Unfortunately, things like heart disease, they take decades to present. So, You know, our bodies are marvelous. They can put up with a lot, but they don't keep putting up with it. So, dead man walking. Golden Knight, Frank No Tofu is at it again, trying to give workout advice. Being destroyed. What's your take on it? Yeah, I just watched some of Vegan Gains video and obviously just agreed with everything he said. Yeah. Oh, Starburst. Yeah, that is Starburst. I'm glad someone's with me. Alicia is saying Starburst has gelatin in the US. What? Chris says sub to Jesse. Good man, good man. Another, oh, I don't know if it's a vegan lady. Oh yeah, another vegan female deadlifted more than Frank. No tofu. Marius, can you lose body fat and gain strength while limiting calories? It depends where you are. Like if you're a real raw beginner or if you're an experienced lifter coming back off a long layoff, you can probably do both. Some people say if you go really mental on protein, you can also do both. I don't know if that's really true. I think it probably also depends on the two things that I just said. And yeah, for my money, I mean, you can do a recomp where you're at maintenance calories, and that works all right. You know, you'll build a little muscle, burn a little fat, but that's not even sustainable in my view. You know, I've been coaching for 30 years. I've been coaching for about 8 years. I think I've been training for 30. Tried everything under the sun. For my money, I don't think so. I think the fastest and most sustainable thing is to pick a goal, fat loss, muscle building, stick to it for long enough that you're getting stuck around where you wanted to get in, say, fat loss. So you're about as lean as you wanted to be, you know, and then target like strength or muscle building. Possibly you can like, you know, recomp or, you know, if you're a real raw beginner, maybe you can gain while you're in a deficit for a while, but it won't last long and it's certainly not sustainable. And I think it's slow. I think cuts and lean bulks is the way forwards, to be honest.
Cat's purring at you.
Oh, we've got a cat in the room. Cowboy, say hello. That purr was cat for hello. Oh, and Mary Mo's saying hi to everyone, including Cowboy. Oh, Jessie's saying she managed both. Yeah, well, you work really hard. You work really, and some people seem to be able to. Like I always say, fuel a workout. I had this one client, and he would train in the morning without breakfast. And I'm saying to him, I would not be half as strong without like breakfast. And you know, you got your stored glycogen. Glycogen holds 3 parts of water, so you're volumizing your muscles. They've got more turgidity. They're mechanically stronger. But he tried it and he just felt sick and he didn't enjoy it. Came back the next week without eating, and he keeps smashing it. He's an anomaly, that one. He's an anomaly, and he's not really. I don't think he really tracks his macros, his calories, and he wanted to lean out a bit, and he was like losing fat, and he was still gaining strength, and he was fasted, and I just think that would not work for me, and I don't think it works for the masses. But I don't know, maybe Jess, you're one of those lucky people. Gary Reeves. No new merch. We decided against doing merch because in the future we want to be able to travel, and you know, to make merch worthwhile, you really need to get stock in. And you know, we've got loads of t-shirts and things left over from ages ago. You know, a lot of that hasn't sold. The channel's a lot bigger now, and I have done a couple of posts, and some of it's starting to move, which is nice. But really, I'm affiliated with Ethics, so I think for now we'll just do that. We've got a book coming out in about, I don't know, around 6 weeks or so. I mean, see how well that goes. And, you know, maybe we are a bigger channel now, so maybe we'll do much, I don't know, in the future. Yeah. What are you saying?
I feel like, you know, I want to be really ethical, and ethics
stuff
is so ethical. I thought like maybe we could join one of those sites where people order it on the site and they post it out and everything.
Yeah.
It's hard to find one where everything's ethical.
Yeah, ethical. And you don't make hardly anything from them, do you? Yeah.
Yeah, I think ethics are amazing.
Yeah.
So it's really great that you're an affiliate from
Yeah. I'm going to skip forwards a bit, guys. Do pop your comments or questions back down if you want me to have a look. See, Rush Rumble, have you tried Printify? No. So I'm guessing that's one of those ones where they print things up for you. Yeah. If somewhere was ethical and, good quality, like water-based inks and, good like conditions for the workers and things, like, yeah, we'll definitely consider that. Mo Lester, thoughts on vegans wanting to become a registered dietitian? Brilliant. Yeah, if you can, if you got the bit of paper to back up what you're saying, like, that's huge, isn't it? The minute you become vegan, everyone else becomes a nutrition expert, although they just eat at McDonald's all the time. So it'd be a good thing to be able to say, well, actually, I'm a dietitian, and what's your credentials? Vegan Viking, Hench, I've heard all sorts of things about protein consumption. Should I get more protein before, after, during a workout, or does total daily protein matter more? Yeah, total daily protein is all that matters. Yeah. You need it at all, you're building at all times, aren't you, So I think intra-workout is not necessary. I think it probably upsets a lot of people's like guts and things. Better to have real food, really, unless you're a larger strength or physique athlete and, you need a bit of extra protein.
You just got a donation.
Oh, Alex D, 2 beans. What is that? I've never seen that before. That's interesting. How to alternate strength, size, training. So to be honest, I'm really sorry. You've just donated some money to me really kindly. Really, I'm a physique coach. I've never been into strength training. And, there's a bit of carryover for both, to be honest. There's a bit of carryover for both. Typically, rep ranges obviously are different. And really, when you periodize athletes, you kind of pick a goal. So I've done it with fighters before. Like we'll do a strength, we'll do a period of strength training. Then we'll do a period of power training. So turning that strength into explosive like power. But leading up to a fight, you then need to drop down into endurance because they need to keep going through the rounds. So other than that, I don't really know what to tell you because I've not coached pure like strength athletes, if you like. That's all I can really say about that. Sorry about that. I feel like I wanted to do a better job because you kindly donated to BY. What's BYN? Someone tell me. I'm interested. Thank you very much. Peggy Hill. My mum used to say I needed more fruits and veggies and more fibre. Now I'm vegan. She says I'm only eating meat. Yeah, mums, they'll do that to you. Yeah, my mum, sadly, she died like when I was, a few years ago now, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of years ago, before I was vegan. And yeah, that was the one thing she always used to say to me about fruits and vegetables. Eat that, that's good for you. And I used to get really, God, if she could see me now, I reckon she'd be well impressed. Chris Grant, before workout is what I do, but only because I train in the morning, first thing at the minute. I don't know what you're talking about, but I probably missed something there. High volume, low volume. Oh, high volume for hyper. Do you know, like I made a lot of my best gains with low volume. And I know like people will argue about the science, but then I will point to Dorian Yates, who did HIIT style training. He did like 3 total work sets for his chest, for instance. Maybe 2 for his biceps. And I trained in that way for a lot of years. And I would say I probably made my best gains. I've actually gone back to HIIT training, not high intensity interval training, HIIT, but high intensity training specifically for bodybuilding, for hypertrophy. So really, the long and short of it is you need balance. So you've got your, total volume, like the amount of exercises, the amount of sets you're doing for them, then like your frequency and your intensity, like how hard you're hitting it, how close you're getting to failure. And I like to train like all out. I like to go absolutely bonkers. I pretend I'm in a war and I'm fighting for my life. And I don't leave anything in the gym. By the time I get out of there, I'm in agony. I'm totally spent. On a leg day, it's hard to cycle home. And I'll be sore for like nearly a week. But the next week I've recovered. I do mad, crazy bro splits all the time. I never do. When I was a beginner, I would do like push, pull legs, something like that. But yeah, as I got intermediate, advanced, crazy bro splits, everyone else will say, "Oh, what are you doing? That's stupid." But you know, a lot of the people who are saying that to me are half my size. And you know, people tell me, "Is this method good? Is this a good routine? What's this exercise like? You know, should I be doing it?" And my answer is it working? You know, week in, week out, are you getting a little bit stronger? Are you getting a little bigger? You know, and if you're not, something's wrong. Maybe it's your, you know, your intensity, like too much volume. You know, maybe you've just not got balance like I'm talking about. Maybe your nutrition's off. 9 times out of 10, people don't eat enough when they're trying to grow because they're too worried about putting fat on. And yeah, that's the truth, isn't it? If it's working for you, it's good. If it's not working for you, you need to change something. It's that easy. Right. Tea dog. I'm now quitting coffee. Tell me again what type of tea you drink. Matcha. M-A-T-H-A. It's the green tea. It's the leaves, but they've been ground. So you're actually swallowing the leaves. Dr. Gregor puts it like to put a tea bag in it, you know, put on the hot water, make a tea and throw the tea bag out. It's like cooking kale and throwing the kale in the bin and drinking the water that you cooked it in. Supposedly 10 times the antioxidant action by swallowing the matcha. Really good brand for that. I mean, there's loads of good brands out there. You want to look for ceremonial grade, but because I'm an ambassador for him, obviously I'm going to recommend Vivo Life. Link in the description. It's a real good price, and it's as good as any other matcha I've had. Is ceremonial grade. You'll see if it's a bright green, you know it's good. If it's like an olive drab, like a sort of military sort of uniform looking colour, no good. Be cheap as chips, but like it's no good. The Shadow Bee, I've started doing a sort of split where I do one of the main compound lifts a day, 1 squat day, 1 bench, 1 overhead press, 1 deadlift, nice. Accessory movements wherever I can. Yeah, great. And again, you know, if it's working for you, you're getting bigger and stronger. Yeah, nice. It's nice to mix things up and try different things out. Obviously, you don't want to try too many like weird things and not get anywhere. But if you find something that's working for a time, stick to it for a bit. Stick to it for like a few weeks or months. You know, get the gains out of that, and then maybe you do something else, and then you know you get them kind of newbie gains because it's a new stimulus. Like you're going to get more of a response, unless you're doing something like Frank Too Far, no, and his silly isolation moves, and terrible rep range and leading everything with his shoulders instead of using his chest. Oh. He's a silly goose. I like how he's saying everyone's an idiot, and like his whole comment section is telling him he's doing it wrong, but according to him, everyone else is wrong and he's right. I can't. I just can't. Erin Goldberg, thoughts on Bart K. He strikes me as a sort of angry toddler, and I'm sure he doxed me, but it didn't go very well for him. Whoever it was, reckoned they were coming down the gym to sort me out, so I said, well, come down here then. It didn't bother me, but they never turned up, funnily enough. The people who tell you that they're going to like get you, they never do. Like if you're going to get someone, you're not going to tell them about it, are you? You're just going to do it. So I didn't really lose too much sleep. Haven't been a doorman for 12 years and had all sorts of like death threats and whatnot, and people actually turning up at my house. I'm kind of like used to people giving it all that. Like 99 times out of 100, if they're giving it all that, it's because they're not going to do anything. They're just trying to like scare you. And if you were scared, then they might do something. But obviously, if you had it a million times, you're not going to be scared of it. I feel like I'm going round in circles. Who's saying what? Mothman P, how to get rid of pot belly. Whole foods, plant-based diet. Base your meals around lots of low-calorie vegetables, some legumes, some whole grains, maybe some tubers sometimes instead of the whole grains, a little nuts and seeds, all the herbs and spices you can throw at it. Most likely, you won't eat enough food to maintain your body weight. You know, you're going to be in a caloric deficit. The Broad study out of New Zealand at the end of 2016 showed that people eating unlimited of that type of food They lost a pound of body fat a week on average, and all of them, their blood pressure, cholesterol, triglycerides, they all came down to within the healthy range. So not only does this diet have you like lose fat eating ad libitum, like eating as much as you want, it also gives you like perfect health. So why anyone else wants to diet any other way or eat any other way is beyond me. It's madness. Yeah, that's really it. That's really it. And obviously drinking beer, you know, alcohol's like a good one for a pot belly, isn't it? And you want to be avoiding like oils and refined sugar, just whole plant foods as they come in nature. Someone said something about lentils there as well. I don't know if you were alluding to, what's that compound beginning with L? Oh, lecithin, is it? Is it lecithin? There's something which is meant to help burn away visceral fat. But then again, the BBC may have just been sensationalising that to get maybe someone had slipped him a few quid. Peggy Hill, $2 on the super chat. Very kind. Can we see one of your cats?
Yeah, right.
You can. We're not. She's not our cat. We're her human slaves. Cowboy, you're famous. Someone wants to look at you. Let's have a look. See, there she is. Whoa, she loves me really. You right, mate? Let her say no. Sorry. Thank you for your kind donation. That's very kind. I'm really hot. Is it hot?
You certainly are.
Is it just me? That's true. You can
You normally have your shirt off for the streams anyway.
I do. Well, it's not been so hot, has it? I am really hot though. I think I think these socks are thermal. You know, they're quite thin. I think they might be thermal. We'll try that. If you're really lucky, though, I may take my top off, but only for a massive donation.
See how much money I've got in the bank.
Meow Cats. Yeah, Cowboy is vegan. She's been vegan for 6 years.
A lot of years, I don't know.
6, maybe 7 years. So we use Benevo Complete. And basically the stuff in there that we know what nutrients cats need, and it's things like taurine, which we know about. There's also arachidonic acid, so the long chain animal version of omega-6. I thought that only came from animal products. It's particularly high. The worst offenders for arachidonic acid are chicken and eggs. And I thought you can only get arachidonic acid from animal foods, but I spoke to the founder of Benevo at one of the veg fests or some festival like that, and he said they source it from seaweed. There's actually arachidonic acid in some sort of seaweed, and they super concentrate it. She's thriving. Mitzi, you know, she was only given 1 year to live. She was born with a heart murmur. She's like 12 now.
Yeah.
About 12. She's been vegan like 6 or so years. Thriving. Well, not thriving. Obviously, she's got this heart murmur, but it's not harmed her. Do you know what I mean? She's still doing just as well as she was. Cowboy's really thriving. So it's all very silly. Mary Mo 75. I find it almost impossible to avoid oils. I'm going to say that's because you're not cooking from scratch. Watching you, get cooking your own food, or there'll be trouble. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to poke you. Baby be Hench the vegan strippogram. Tracy Alexander, 2 best exercises to build up biceps. You know, curls are curls, like, you know, so it's arm flexion. Also, though, more than arm flexion, biceps really are more involved in the supination, the twist of the wrist. So I think some sort of supinating curl, really, with dumbbells. I'd have one of those. And really, for mass, I'd probably say, like, oh, if I was to do 2 movements only, I would pick, like, chin up, pull up, rows. You know, obviously, like, they're secondary. They're sort of synergistic. What's the phrase? Prime movers and synergists, I think. Anyway, There's secondary kind of helpers. So I'm going to say some sort of compound movement and a curl. It's all much of a muchness, really. I'm just going to say a barbell curl. Yeah. People try to reinvent the wheel and do all these fancy different movements and angles, and my understanding is like not a lot of extra muscle really gets built by the accessories, by the isolation, and it's really like a lot of compounds that do most of the goodness. That's my understanding, although it's not. Obviously, I do a lot of isolation work as a bodybuilder. Goji Man's in the house. What's up? Good old Simon. Go do subscribe to Goji Man if you've not already. Awesome vegan nutritionist. A lot of stuff around gut health, which is key. I think it's pivotal. It's a cornerstone of good health is the gut. If your gut's not good, how do you expect to be healthy anywhere in the body? It's our interface with the outside world. So, and it's the reason a lot of people have left the vegan movement, a lot of YouTubers and whatever, because their gut health wasn't good. Like Tim Sheaf, case in point, he had problems which Goji Man diagnosed. Could have done a treatment, but no, he wanted to eat dead animals. I did his treatment. I feel bloody amazing. I'm back on my bulk. I'm eating all the food. Not one tiny little bit of pain. May have cured my gluten problem. It looks like. That man is amazing. Get subscribing. If you've got gut issues, get him helping you. Yeah, we're really well, Simon. How are you, my friend? Are you well? Goji Man's asking if you're well.
Thank you. Really great.
We miss you, awesome guys. It was great to hang out with you at the camp out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a super chat.
Oh, we got a super chat. Tracy Alexander kindly donated $4.99. Thanks for the advice, Paul. Keep up the wonderful channel. She didn't even have a question. She just wanted to be lovely. I really appreciate you. Tracy, thank you so very much. You're helping support my me living my purpose. I love it. People ask me, like, how are you doing? I'll go to the gym and whatever. People say, how are you doing? And I'm like, really good. And they're sort of a bit taken aback, and they don't really expect people to be so enthused by life. But I am living my dream, and I owe it all to you guys. So thanks for watching. Obviously with the super chats and help them support me, but just for being here, and how I've got an audience and my channel's grown, and now I can make my living spreading veganism. Like, have a purpose, like a reason to get out of bed in the morning. It's beautiful, and I owe it all to you guys. Thank you very much. Right. Oh, and Goji Man's well. That's what we like to hear. I can't pronounce this name, but they're asking, do you prefer seals or sea lions? That was a false dichotomy. Because I love Futurama, I actually prefer land sea lions. Land sea lions. Kakulukia, £2 on the super chat. What's that? Oh, it's gone. What's your max bench? Any tips to get 140 from 100? I don't know if you're talking pounds or kilos. My max bench was 140 for 12 kilos, that is. And, I don't know if you're like a strength athlete. I'm guessing maybe you are. Kilos, nice. I did that in the bodybuilding style. I don't really have tips for powerlifting because not my discipline. All I can really say is be in a caloric surplus, get like the optimal amount of protein, which is probably 1.2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight if you're like an athletic sort of shape. And it's just having the programming right. It's just keeping going, be in that slight caloric surplus, get to training, make sure you're rested, just doing all the things. There's no magic like tricks to get from one plate. It's the same answer. It's like, how do I protect my heart? How do I make sure I don't get dementia? How do I not, get some bowel disease? Well, whole foods, plant-based diet is that simple. How do you get stronger? Slight caloric surplus, enough protein, good training routine. If you guys are struggling with anything to do with that, with programming, with nutrition, I do offer bespoke nutrition workout plans or Skype consultations. There's a link in my description box there. I'm happy to help. The Happy Sporty Vegan amazingly donated £10. 10 great British pounds. Long time no see. And there's a little bowl of fruit or something. I can't quite make that out. You're really kind. You didn't even have a question. You're just trying to be a lovely person, and thank you. What an amazing, I don't want to call it a job, what an amazing vocation I have, where complete strangers love what you're doing and just support you. Where in the world do people give you free money? They don't. I'm just amazed. You're such lovely people. Thank you so much. Oh, Emma's in the house. Blissfully, Emma. Yeah, that is.
Oh, hi, Emma.
Yeah. Has Emma got a channel? I think she's got a channel, has she? Look that up for me, can you?
Okay.
Have you got a channel? Oh, no, you're on the Instas, aren't you? You're on the
Yeah,
Instagrams.
that's your Instagram name, I think.
Oh, no, go to channel. Hang on. Oh, you have got a channel. Let's subscribe to Emma. She's got. She's not been very active. Like maybe she's not trying to grow it anymore. But subscribe if you want. She's not done anything for 11 months, but you never know your luck. But do check her out on Instagram. She's got a great page, loads of lovely food. Right. Oh, and what was she saying? Hey, hope you're both good. Say hi to Gemma.
Oh, hi.
Well, hi. Oh, nice to see you, lovely. We so enjoyed hanging out with you guys. That was amazing. Mio Cat's tip is to do the Larson press for 1 year. I don't even know what that is, but that could be great advice, could be terrible. He could have just made it up. Who knows? But I'm sure he's a great person, so I'm sure that was good advice. That was some good advice. Identify your weakness. Yeah. TH101, what do you make of creatine? So normally it's vegan by default nowadays. I think they used to make it from hair or something ridiculous. You know, I can't remember, is it a bipeptide or a dipeptide or a tripeptide? It's like 2 or 3 amino acids like stuck together. So we can do it ourselves. We make 2 million different proteins, in fact. Now, oh, thanks, Goji man, you lovely person. I do like a compliment on my videos. I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, creatine. So around 30% of people are non-responders to creatine. Most people, when you first get on the creatine, your body weight will go up, you hold more water in your muscle bellies, and mechanically you'll be a bit stronger. You feel like, pardon me, you've got a bit more endurance. 30% of people get no benefit from that. I'm one of them. But what I then thought was, I was eating more animal products than anyone I've ever met. So I really thought like, I'm eating, exogenous creatine in this like, cow flesh or whatever. So I thought now that I'm vegan, perhaps I will get a benefit. So I tried it as a vegan, no benefit. I'm a non-responder. So I don't make anything of it. It does nothing for me. It does a lot of good for a lot of people, that's for sure. There's no long-term studies on its safety. It is a processed food. So from my experience of processed foods and whole foods, I'm going to say probably there's a detriment somewhere, most probably. However, bodybuilding's not the healthiest thing. Goji Man did a video about processed, protein powders and just protein in general and overdoing protein. And he's right, it probably does raise your risk for cancers and things. For me, I've got like a twin mandate. I'm trying to be as healthy as possible whilst having a really like awesome physique. Were I not bodybuilding, I would not be overdoing protein. I certainly wouldn't be taking a protein powder supplement. So, I've gone really off topic there. I can't remember what I was trying to say. So what is your risk aversion? How much do you want to live the longest, happiest, healthiest life? Or to what percentage do you want to have a real like good physique, and you have to do these extreme things of like putting your body through hell, both physically and in terms of overeating. I have to eat so many calories. I don't know what I'm on at the minute. It must be at least 4,000 calories. By the end of a bulk, I may be up to 6,000 calories sometimes. That's not good for the body, That's not going to be doing me good. And there's, a lot of science on under eating calories and like intermittent fasting and things, where perhaps there are life extension benefit. So how risk averse are you? How much do you want a big physique? And you can still do well without adding in creatine. You know, like I say, I've never been able to get any benefit from it anyway. But I'm still larger than your average bear.
We've had 2 super chats.
Oh, 2 super chats. Oh, think vegan again. My lovely friend Jessie, $5 US. Made the representative team again this year. Nice. Time to get back into your program. Oh, you're so nice. And you've been doing awesome off those plans. So I must agree, I am awesome, but so are you, because I'm just pressing buttons. You're the one having to do it. Oh, and congrats. So Jessie does roller derby. She's quite ferocious. I wouldn't want to have to tackle her. Yvonne Russell donated kindly £1. Sorry, I don't even know my own currency. £1.99 on the super chat. Just to be lovely. Thank you so much, Yvonne. You lovely person. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Okay. Kakulukia. Oh no, that's not for me. Aaron G, are bagels with avocado on it okay to eat? Again, everything's on a scale. You know, Dr. Greg is a big fan of saying, if someone says, is that healthy? He's a big fan of saying, compared to what? And it's all on a scale, isn't it? There's the ultra healthiest thing you could ever eat. And then there's the ultra worst deep fried Mars bar covered in poo. Oh, Amy, you lovely girl. Oh, lost my train of thought now.
Oh, bagels okay to eat.
So bagels, you know, if they've not got too many additives like preservatives and whatnot, if they're just made, say, from a whole grain, I don't even know if you can get whole grain bagels, can you? If it's made from a whole grain, it's pretty good, relatively speaking, as a whole grain. But, you know, it's been smashed down into tiny little pieces, like the flour, very refined, and you will absorb much more of that into your bloodstream. It won't get to the colon to feed the good bacteria, the Prevotella strains that make short-chain fatty acids from the soluble fibre and resistant starch, which is the linchpin of our good health. So really, you would have been better off eating wheat berries, like the whole, you know, intact grain of wheat, rather than eating flour, but much better than eating sugar or oil, for example, or animal products. The other thing, though, to get it, you know, to cook it, high temperatures, high heat, like low moisture, you're better off eating things so there's acrylamides is what I'm speaking to. Acrylamide, when we heat starch in the presence of, I think it is arginine, one of the amino acids, which all whole plant foods are going to have all the amino acids. When you heat starch in the presence of that, you create advanced glycation end products. So I was going to talk about acrylamides. No, sorry, acrylamides, not advanced glycation end products. You create acrylamides, which are a probable carcinogen. They probably cause cancer. So yeah, you would have better off like boiling some wheat berries versus making flour and then superheating them. Avocado is probably healthful. I know that Caldwell Esselstyn is not a fan of monosaturated fat in terms of heart health. I don't think the science is really there, but he is one of 2 people to have proven to clinically reverse heart disease with nutrition alone. So I'm going to take his word, not take his word for it, but I'm going to bear that in mind and consider it, you know. So relatively speaking, relatively healthy. It could be healthier, could be a hell of a lot worse. I'll be honest, I have started eating the odd rolls. I eat a lot of rice cakes every day as well. Just, for me, I've got so busy and I'm so driven and I'm trying to do all the things and I'm making less and less time for cooking. I think I need to readdress that really. So do as I say, not as I do. Whole intact grains cooked with water, much better than making a flour and then superheating them, dry heat, creating loads of acrylamides. Amy Lawson, 20 whole Great British pounds. You're made of money. Oh, that's really kind. Hi, Paul and Gemma. Just thought you'd like to know I just had my Thrive results back. Always normal to optimal. Oh, is that one of those testing kits that you do online? Was it B12 and iron was normal? 4.5 years vegan, mostly whole plant foods, pre-vegan. I was anemic. Oh, hopefully see you again soon. We hope so very much too. You lovely person. That's really. Oh, that's such great news, isn't it? Yeah. All normal. B12 and iron was normal. Yeah, and anemic before. There you go. Do you know a lot of people have iron issues, and a lot of vegetarians particularly, and I believe it's that dairy blocks like iron absorption. So there you go. Although you're getting loads of it from animal products, you're also not getting it very good if you're putting the dairy in there. Therium has kindly donated $5 on the super chat. I get full eating foods like lentils too quickly. Is it better to eat more times a day rather than supplement? Time is a struggle often. Yeah, it is for me as well, but that's my own fault really. I should make, it's priorities, isn't it, a lot of the time. But maybe you've got a busy job and family, and we're all in a different position. I would say, supplements are not. Some are better than others, and obviously, I do promote Vivo Life, and as supplements go, they're, I think, the best for my money, which is why I've become an ambassador for them. But if you don't need to supplement, unless you're like a real hard training athlete, and then if you're busy like all the time and you've not got time to make food, like maybe you sort of have to do it. But a lot of people say, I get up and I've not got time to make breakfast. Well, I think, if you went to bed 10 minutes earlier, you could get up, whiz up a quick smoothie with loads of great stuff with flax, chia, berries, leaves, legumes, dates, tropical fruit, oats. You can make a real good meal in seconds, really. But yeah, so try to use whole foods. Supplements, they're not going to be as good as a whole food. A lot of them probably do more harm than good. And really, whole foods is where it's at. Whole foods have all the nutrition. When we eat whole foods with other whole foods, when we make a meal, nutrients in the legume will interact with nutrients, say, in a fruit, and then you get more bioavailability of this and that, and it's what's that called? Food synergy. So not only do we not want to eat processed food where they take away good stuff or add bad stuff, we actually don't just want to eat a lot of people say, I like to have a snack. When I write a nutrition plan, I like to have a snack. I'll just have a bit of fruit or whatever. And my perspective is, if you ate that fruit after like your main meal, you'll be more full, so you go longer between times. You wouldn't need to snack, and nutrients in that fruit are then going to interact with nutrients in the legumes, in the whole grains, in the vegetables, in the nuts, in the seeds, in the spices, in the herbs. And you just get much more nutritional bang for your buck. It's a lot better strategy, So that was a lot of words. My good friend... Yeah, Lloyd Christmas. He's always really lovely to me. $5 Canadian on the super chat, and he's doing his impression of Caldwell Esselstyn. No oil. Caldwell Esselstyn is a god. He saves people's lives on the regs. He's a real cool homie. Thank you, Lloyd. You're very kind, my friend. Zebediah Ambrosia. How to deal with injuries? Well, I'm no physio, and that's a very broad question. We could have been there a long time. Get the advice of a professional. Get it properly diagnosed. Get the advice of a professional. Oftentimes, you need to lay off training for a bit. Sometimes you need to do a bit of training, keep things moving. It all depends on the injury. I used to have terrible tendonitis all the time, and I would have to put ice on it on the way to the gym, particularly on my distal biceps tendons. I would ice it on the way to the gym to make it anti-inflammatory. I'd do a set of curls, I'd get the ice back on there again, and then on the way home I'd have the ice on. It'd still be uncomfortable. But then when I ate a whole foods plant-based diet, that all went away overnight because it's so anti-inflammatory. So nutrition is key as well. So whole plant foods, plenty of omega-3. Don't go too mad on omega-6. Have it roughly in balance if you can, 1-to-1. That's like the best thing. Eat the whole plant foods, avoid oils, avoid sugar, avoid animal products, all of which are generally pro-inflammatory. But yeah, it's a bit of a broad question for me to ask, and I'm no expert on injuries. At the end of the day, I'm a PT, I'm a nutritionist, I'm not a physio, I'm not a doctor, so I don't want to. Obviously, I've been through things myself, so certain things I've got a bit of an idea. But I'm not an authority, so I would pass the buck on that one. But thanks for the question. Si Smith, what is the best lentils to buy? They're all good. They're the most antioxidant rich of all the legumes. I think they're the third highest in protein also. I like the little red ones. And probably, and they're one of the smaller ones, and probably the smaller they are, the more antioxidants you get, because it's to do with the surface area to mass ratio. Did you know that?
I did not know.
She did not know that. You can have that for nothing.
I mean, maybe easier to digest because they break down like more when you cook them. Maybe.
Shut up! Naomi McPartlin. Hi, Hunt. Any advice for complete beginners when it comes to weights? I have no idea where to start. Really and truly, seek the advice of a professional. It's so easy to hurt yourself in terms of technique. And unless you've got a good workout regime, it's even if you did know how to lift really well and you work really hard, if you're doing, say you're doing bodybuilding and you do a triceps day, then you do a shoulders day, then you do a chest day. Well, the first day you've burned your arms out, so you can't really straighten your arm too good. Then you're trying to do an overhead press for your shoulders, so your triceps is going to get burnt out really quick because it's already tired from the day before. So your shoulder's not going to get much involvement, and you're going to have a real tired triceps. Then you want to do chest presses or dips because they're numero uno. You know what I'm trying to say. Those two are the best movements to build a chest. But you can't move because your arms can't straighten because your triceps are done in. You've overtrained your triceps, you've undertrained your shoulders, you've undertrained your chest. Had you done it the other way round, chest first, shoulders, triceps. The rule of thumb is you train inside to outside, basically. And then in your actual training, again, I'm speaking for a physique athlete because that's how I train and that's who I train. What was I then going to say? Oh yeah, compound moves before isolations. So, Frank Tofano, he's saying, I'll do loads of flies in crap form. Do loads of flies and then maybe do some bench. Well, isolation moves like they're if you do your compounds first, you're training loads of muscle, you've got your most strength, they're the heaviest lifts, get really strong at them, everything's going to grow. Tack a bit of isolation move on the ends, that's gonna help, your flies after your benching. But yeah, so really it's just being a bit clued up on exercise form so you don't hurt yourself and you get the benefit from training. Don't watch Frank Tofano's video, or watch Frank Tofano and do the opposite of what he says, and then you won't go wrong. So exercise form and then programming, your workout, like the workouts in the week, how they all fall. The best thing really is hire a professional. And I'm not saying that because I am a PT, because pretty much I've quit PT now. I don't want any more clients. I'm only training pretty much one at the minute. And I'm putting all my time into the YouTube. So it's not that I want your money, because you can't give me your money, because I'm not doing it. But bye, Goji man. We love you. We love you long time. Bye, Emma. Get some help. Hire a PT or a coach, even if it's just for a very short time, just to make sure that you're lifting safely, particularly things like deadlifts, which are very good movements, like very effective movements, very, very dangerous movements if you get them wrong. So seek the advice of a professional. Other than that, I am still doing nutrition and workout plans. So if anyone wants a workout plan, if you want to change your physique and you can't find, oftentimes you can find a decent one online, like bodybuilding.com, T Nation. Like there's loads of, look for a credible sort of authority. Give it a go. Hopefully that'll work for you. Say you've got injuries or certain things that you need to train around, you've not got all the equipment, yada, yada, yada. If you've got different things that you need kind of a bespoke, like a personalised plan, this is where someone like me will come in and I'll just ask you a load of questions and then build a routine based around your stats and your abilities and, what equipment you've got, etc. But pretty much, like, if you're in good shape and you're at the decent gym, just find a plan online and stick to it long enough that you're getting some benefit. And as I was saying earlier in the stream, a little bit more weight on the bar every week or two, slow, linear progression. If you're trying to grow muscle, you're in a slight caloric surplus, so your weight's going up, you eat enough protein, 1.6 grams of protein per kilo body weight is probably enough for most people. And then say you're trying to lose fat, Do some cardio. It's good to do some resistance training as well, though, to try and at least maintain as much strength as you can. So you want to be in that slight caloric deficit, so your weight's coming down little by little, week by week, but you're trying to hang on to your strength as much as you can with your weights. It's a great way to burn some extra calories, and it just helps you to hold on to some muscle mass.
You had a super chat, didn't you?
Oh, what, just now or earlier?
Yeah, I think that one.
Oh, Therium, $5 on the super chat. Thanks, friend. Thank you, my friend. You're a beautiful person. That is amazing. It never ceases to amaze me how lovely you people are. Gems World, £1.99 on the super chats. What's your favourite vegan food? I think it changes. I think like I'll have something for a while and then I'll fancy something else. Lately, I've really been hankering for pizza. I've not had pizza for months. Months?
I didn't know you were hankering for that. We got some pizza bases.
Gemma bought some pizza bases today.
Oh.
There's like 2 grams of oil in the whole thing, is it?
Yeah.
So do you know what I mean? There's a little oil in there. Again, like it's pulverized, it's made from flour, so it's not as helpful as eating a whole intact grain. But sue me, I want to have a pizza.
It's been a while, isn't it? Yeah.
It's been a long while. I think, truth be told, my absolute favourite food is probably Indian, and it's something like a masala dosa served with a sambar, you know, the spicy lentil soup, and it's got the dry potato curry inside, this sort of crepe. I'd say that's probably my favourite. But we've been to, any time we've been out recently, we've pretty much gone to the Indian. So, do you know what I mean? I feel like I want something different, but no doubt I'll be back on that again soon. Thanks for the question. What's your favourite foods, people? Vote now. I'm interested. Oh, you're very welcome, Naomi, and thanks for the question and for the love. Tracy Alexander. Roast sweet potatoes, rice, beans, and greens in a bowl with tahini sauce. Now I want that. Oh, you little monkey, how dare you? Oh, now I want that.
What are we having for dinner tonight?
Oh, when we gonna air fry some tofu.
Tempeh?
Tempeh, air fry some tempeh.
The steam fry and some teriyaki sauce.
Yeah. Oh, and I was going to do it as part of a vlog, but I think it's getting too late and I need to eat, so I think sack off the vlog.
Yeah.
Just make some food. We'll vlog tomorrow. Happy Sporty Vegan, just side watch Joey blogging at Sainsbury's. Yeah, I saw that he had that video out. I was saying to Gemma, our most watched video has got 215,000 views or something, was us in Aldi, and I think we're going to recreate that soon just to try and get some views. But the only thing is, of course, there's the plastics, and you know, we get our fruits and vegetables delivered without that. Maybe we just go in there and don't actually buy anything and just look at the new vegan products. Yeah. Because we don't tend to buy like processed foods anyway. But it's just nice to show people what is available, you know, make it easy for everyone. Yeah. Oh, my phone's on low charge. Why aren't I charging that up? Oh, it's only a couple of minutes. That'll be okay. Right, a couple more minutes. Get your questions in quick. Oh, good foods. Seeds are nice. Erin Goldberg, when do you think the world would go vegan? I think it's going to be decades. And I don't think everyone will go vegan, but I think the vast majority of people will. And people who are not vegan will really be looked down upon. I'm going to say, I mean, who really knows? But about 5 years ago, I said 50 years. So I'm going to say 45 years. I think it'll snowball. I think it'll snowball. You know, one person tells 2 people. Well, one person tells 20 people, but 2 of them go vegan. 2 people tell 40 people, but 4 people go vegan. Do you see what I mean? It's going to take time. I veganized my taxi driver the other day. He's called Uncle Dodge. You may see him in the comments. He's known as Uncle Dodge, and he was vegetarian, mostly for health. No, ethics, I think. Mostly ethics. And I didn't push it, but he was interested, and we just chatted about veganism the whole journey. And I gave him my card and said, here's my YouTube channel. And then I got a message on one of my videos, oh, I've gone vegan. Thank you so much. You're welcome in my cab at any time. So, you know, how many people, I bet you guys speak to people all the time about veganism. Sometimes they'll tell you they go vegan. Sometimes you may never know. But, you know, I would love to know how many people have turned vegan with being on the world service. 166 million people I spoke to on the world service. Obviously 3 million odd views on there. Day to day, daily I'll have conversations about veganism, and if 1% of those people have gone vegan, that's that's at least a couple of million. No, but probably about 3.5 million new vegans. And if they turn 2 people vegan a year, woohoo! Yeah, I don't know how it all extrapolates up. My maths is not that good, but I have hope. I have hope, and I have faith. Right, that's our hour. I need to go and eat some air fried tempeh strips with soy sauce on there that I saw John Venus make the other day. Check him out if you're not already. He's got a good vegan YouTube's bodybuilding channel. Thanks for taking part. Did we have any moderators in?
It's just me today.
Oh,
Do you want to
thank you to Gemma, my moderator.
You're welcome. Do you want to tell anyone if they're a Patreon, they get 25% off all merchandise?
Oh, everyone, if you're a Patreon, so the perks of being a patron of my channel on the Patreon website, you get to watch any live stream on the replay. But also at the moment, there's 25% off all Hench Herbivore merch.
The discount code's on there.
We've got t-shirts. The discount code's on there, patreon.com. We've got beanie. We've got a few beanies there. We've got stickers, vests, badges.
No badges.
No badges. Badges or badges?
Neither.
Well, don't we need to change the Patreon thing because they get a free badge, don't they?
We've got a few left for the Patreon.
Oh, we've got a few left for the Patreon. So if you join up as a Patreon, you can get a badge. But other than that, you can't have no badges. Guys, I love you all so much. Thanks for joining. You really make my life awesome. If you're new here and you want to become part of the awesome Hench Herbivore community, do hit that subscribe button. Click the bell icon so you're notified of new videos, new live streams. Another live stream next Friday, 6 p.m. The last few weeks, it's been a bit hit and miss, hasn't it? But we'll be back on that now. And me love you long time. Thanks for joining, guys. And bye-bye.